I did the best thing. There was a lady going to give my car a ticket, and as I was running up, I was like, I already know how this is going to end. I'm not going to be able to like stop her. This was when I was single, and I was having coffee with Gary Goldman, and it was at the Starbucks over by La Brea and like Melrose.
And that's
Beverly.
important because
that's the parking there was a nightmare because there was a parking lot next to.
What happened when you ran up to her?
I go running up. I'm like, fuck it, it's not gonna work. So I just hit the panic button on my alarm on my car.
Oh, just scared.
It scared the living shit out of her. And then I just was like, fuck it, I don't want to go. I'm like halfway to my car. I don't want to like turn it off, and then she yells at me, so I just walk past my car. I was like, I already got the ticket, and she and I was like, personal victory to me.
Nice.
Yeah. I would have gone over and laughed at her.
No, I just kept walking. I have a weird thing with confrontation.
I was on Hollywood Boulevard with Diaz, and we saw some Armenian guys screaming at this black lady who was giving out tickets and stuff. And he was like, "This fucking bullshit, fuck you. How are you doing this?" And she was like, sir, trying to calm down, but he kept like yelling at her. And then eventually she goes, "Sir, I wasn't even working. I just got on shift. It was not me. I just got here. That ticket was an hour ago." And so he's clearly like, "Oh, I'm yelling at the wrong person."
Yeah.
This fucking Armo. He just goes, "Still." And I'm like, "What still? What are you talking about? It wasn't her.
Really?
She didn't give me the ticket."
You're still against the idea of people get so, and I felt it myself. When you get a ticket, you have to get mad at someone other than yourself. Yeah. But you're the one that parked where you're not supposed to or didn't read the sign. And sometimes the signs are tricky, so you feel like you were fucking tricked. Some of it
feel like you have to get mad at someone other than yourself, and you're the only one to blame.
Well, and the idea of tickets, but like, how do you think things are paid for in a city?
Yeah.
How do you think this city is not bankrupt?
Why there ever spots available? Because people have to leave them or they'll get tickets.
Yeah.
There was a guy we used to live down in like down by La Brea and Wilshire, and the girls went to school right around there at this school that was predominantly Korean, but it was a great public school, and the parking was a nightmare. That was a big problem about taking the kids to school, because it was in Hancock Park, so the parking was fucking impossible. So sometimes you'd have to park like 4 blocks away, and so one day I pulled up and I just parked illegally, and I was like, because the bell was about to ring. Georgia was like in kindergarten, and I couldn't let her come out of the classroom and not see me. Like, that's just one of my panic things. So I go and I park illegally, and as I pull up, there's a meter guy, and he's like, "Hey man, you're gonna have to move that." And I was like, "Yeah." I go, "You know what? I'm gonna have to take the ticket." And he was like, "Excuse me?" And I go, "I'm gonna just take the ticket. You can write it for me." But I go, "I got a little girl, and she's in kindergarten, and I'm not gonna let the bell ring and her not see me. So that is fine for me. I don't mind. Just give me the ticket. I got to go see my daughter. I got to go get my daughter." Walked away, and the guy was like confused, like, "How the fuck?" And walked away. Came back. There's a ticket on my car. Nothing typed out. Nothing. And it was just blank.
Oh,
like,
really?
He put it on
he
there.
Did the math in his head.
Yeah, and he was like, "Fuck it, man. I'll be a good guy. I'll let that guy go get his daughter." And he put a ticket in there, but there was nothing typed. It's just
so it could look like he was doing.
It looked like it was like the envelope or whatever. And I just And I ran back. I looked. I was like, "I got the ticket." And I looked at it. It was empty. I was like, fucking karma.
I think someone else saw the whole thing go down, went over and took the ticket out of the envelope, and there's probably a bench warrant for you right now.
Yeah. I used to take tickets off
for an
people's
unpaid
cars
ticket
on my car, so I could park it legally.
There you go.
Yeah.
Humanitarian move, that is.
You know what my buddy Hutch used to do? He used to have a sign on the front of his car that said clergy. And he'd put it up there whenever he parked illegal. Clergy.
So it made people wonder, like, I don't know.
No one gives a fucking priest a ticket.
Yeah.
Posehn used to have two things. Yesterday I was walking down the street in Hollywood, and I saw a car with a ticket on it. But I could see that there was something else next to the ticket, and I went and looked, and the people who owned the car had put, "Please don't give us a ticket. The car's broken down," and right next to it's a fucking ticket. I should have taken a picture of it,
yeah.
But Posehn used to have a bit about he'd go to like a little mini mall and put a note on somebody's car apologizing for hitting it, and then to go hide somewhere and watch them walk around the car looking for damage.
Good one, Brian. Nice.
That's fucking awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
I hope he really did it and it wasn't just a bit.
Reed used to, him and his friends used to take a shit in a coffee cup and then put it on a gas station, like the gas tank thing. Just leave it in the center console, like on top of it.
Really?
Yeah, and then just go across the street, and he said he would smoke and drink 40s and just watch people like filling up their gas tank and go like, "What's that smell?" And they like look and like, "Oh," and they're like, get weird. They would just sit and enjoy themselves. That's
so weird.
To do there, yeah.
You have to shit in a cup to pull off that prank.
Yeah, that's a necessary.
You have to do something insanely degrading to make other people make us. That's a bad smell face.
God damn. I spent the night in Eunice, Louisiana.
Yeah.
Shooting shooting a pilot for travel. And the guy, like the night before we're about to leave, the room next to me is having the biggest fucking rave. And it's just him. And I'm imagining it's him with a couple other people, and they're just fucking blowing up because it's drum and bass, doom 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 doom. Which, you know, music's one thing, but that drum goes through the fucking walls. So I called down to the front. I called 10 times. I called on the front, and they were like, "Yeah, I'll get him to turn it down." And he did turn it down, but then apparently he called back down and was like, he hasn't complained in a while. Can I turn it back up? And they were like, yeah, go ahead.
What?
So he turned it back up. I called 10 times. They couldn't get him to fucking stop. I finally got up, went to the fucking gym, did not sleep at all, went to the gym, worked out, came back, music's off. And I'm like, I so badly want to fuck with him. Like, just start blaring music to wake him up. But then I was like, no, I'll take it to the next level. So I just fucking called his room.
I thought, no.
Yeah. I'll be nice.
Next level.
I called his room and just kept calling, going, "Hey, man, is Peter there?" And he was like, there's no Peter here. Because I called on, I go, "I need room 319. They'd be like, "Sure." They send it up to him, and they'd be like, "Pete, come on, man. I know Peter's there. It's just fun. Come on, man. Put Peter on the phone. I know where you're in room 319, fucker. Put Peter on the room." I was driving to the airport. I did it like fucking 4 times. Finally, he's like, "I'll fucking kill you." And I was like, "Yeah, we're even."
Nice. Doug looks in wonderment at you right now.
You sure Peter isn't there? Because that music is kind of he loves.
I love that he hasn't complained in a while. I can turn it back up. I was like, no, he hasn't complained because you turned it down.
I called back and I said to the girl, I go, listen, I fucking, it's back up. She goes, "Yeah, I know. He called and asked if I could turn it back up." And I said, "Yeah, because I thought you were asleep." I was like, "Yeah, but it woke me up the first time and it woke me up the second time." Like,
as soon as they think, that's when they're making their mistake. Yeah, because that's what that kind of shit happens. Like, it's amazing to me. We could all probably go nuts with travel stories, but it's amazing to me when you have a do not disturb sign on your door, and invariably they will call you on the phone and say, "Do you want your room clean?"
You have a sign on your door.
What does do not disturb mean?
Well, because the thing is,
Don't
I guess
disturb me. You're disturbing.
I guess if it's on there for
a couple days,
fuck
that. Don't disturb.
They think you might be dead in there.
Leave a note.
In New York, they will come into your room.
They'll slip something under the door in a lot of places.
In New York, they'll come into your room. I was with my buddy.
Anyway.
My buddy Huicho and I, this is before literally the week before I met Leanne. I'm with my best buddy Huicho. He was like the second dude on my podcast, right? Peruvian dude I've known since we were kids. He's up there, and we're partying. He lives in New York. I'm visiting, and we're drinking in my hotel room with this chick, and we're both kind of like flirting with her or whatever, but nothing really happened. She spent the night kind of, but no one hooked up. She spent the night kind of, and then she left. And because she spent the night, Huicho also spent the night in my room. So it's me and him, and it was this girl in this bed, and then she leaves. Now it's me and him in the bed, and we're in jeans. We're like, fuck it, we get in our boxers. Me and him are in boxers. I've had this do not disturb sign for a week. Fucking 6 a.m, security comes in, and I thought we were getting broken into, so I have this like scramble panic in my boxers. So does Huicho. It looks like we were just having sex.
Yeah.
Like, we're just like, what the fuck? And they're like, we got to make sure everything's okay in here, and there's beer cans everywhere. But yeah, I was the closest I've ever come to getting walked in on for gay sex.
I have a friend who, and he doesn't lie. He doesn't brag, so this is why I think it's true. But he didn't put the do not disturb sign on, and the lady came in, to clean his place, and he had a boner. And then he was pretty much like, oh, she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry," and he goes, and he just pulled back the covers and showed the boner, and they fucked.
I've seen maybe probably 1 out of every 200 people that would come in to clean my room in a hotel, I would even be interested in having sex with.
My number's a lot higher than that.
He'll fuck it.
10? 10 out of 100?
I'd almost say 50-50.
What?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of hot ones.
Are you
recently.
turned on by someone in a cleaning outfit?
Yeah, maybe it's the outfit.
I think it might be. It might be the, and then like especially
and that they're going to have to clean up all your jizz everywhere.
No, there's a big wave of Russians that are cleaning rooms these days.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that I've been noticing a lot of.
All
I
right.
wonder if some of those wouldn't mind an extra $50. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's a really tough.
That's
Some
a
mostly can
tough
polish.
one to.
It's a tough sell.
It is a tough sell.
Like how would you word that? I've never been able to word. Can I get a hand job at the end of this massage?
Yeah.
Like that's. I mean, mainly the whole reason I just have never asked for one is because I don't know how that happens.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I'm not the kind of guy that can be like, and how about.
I remember they took me some stripper at the Spearmint Rhino in Vegas, going like, we can go to the other room and we can have more fun. And I wanted to
more
be like,
fun
for $200. And I was like, what is that? Exactly what do I get with that?
Yeah.
I want to know exactly what I get. Are we just talk? Are we going to
and
talk?
she couldn't say it, right?
No. And then I'm like,
They're not allowed to
"What?
say it because then that's prostitution.
I guess so. Whisper it.
Still prostitution because a deal is being made for a specific thing.
Oh, yeah.
Did you
Whereas just 200 for more fun, and that more fun means your dick's going to be in me.